this video, I'm dropping a camera 600 feet deep under the ocean, and the most heartbreaking thing happened right on the camera. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So we start our morning making a 3-mile run out of Hillsboro Inlet to our first deep drop spot out in 600 feet. Once we got out there, it was time to rig up our deep drop rig. Okay guys, we have just made it out of Hillsboro Inlet. We're about 3-4 miles offshore. We're sitting in about 600 feet of water. So we're going to our first tilefish spot here. We got the underwater camera, the most important thing here, all set up. And I'm gonna show you guys, or give you guys a little rig rundown real quick. So most importantly, what you guys are about to see, this underwater camera we're about to put down 600 feet deep. So we have that. We got the 2 lights to our deep drop rig. And then we got the 5-pound weight. So all we gotta do at this point is cut up some squid and we're ready to go see what's 600 feet below the surface. So we're using for bait these full squids. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do exactly. We got our fishing scissors, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it into 3. 1, that's 1 piece, 2 piece, and that's 3. We're then gonna take these pieces, come onto our 7/0 chicken rig, and all I'm gonna do is right here, take it, gonna go in from the inside, I'm gonna come back in on the hook, just like that. Simple as that. We're gonna do that 5 times, rig up the whole rig, and then we're gonna make our way down 600 feet deep. Okay guys, we're about 10-15 feet. We're about to drop this in the water, the underwater camera. I open the top. I'm gonna turn this thing on now. So I'm just gonna slide it, see if I see the green light go off, and it is. And I'm just gonna click it on. And we should be ready to go.
How deep can I go?
So this camera, honestly, it only says 400 feet deep. I've dropped it up to 1,100 feet deep. No issues with it yet. So we're gonna just keep doing it and get crazy content, basically. Why not? Let me just put through it.
Yeah, here we go. You ready? What happened?
It always has a little issue.
You ready?
All right, it's recording.
All right. Go, cut it.
Okay guys, we're ready to make our way down there. I'm gonna commentate while we do this, so we're just gonna put this in the water now. Make sure everything's nice and easy. We're gonna loosen our drag, most importantly. And we're just gonna go down there. Just like that, nice and easy. Okay, so we're making our way down. We're gonna switch over now to, you guys are gonna be seeing the underwater cam point of view. And this takes us about 2-3 minutes in about 600 feet, which isn't bad. Okay, we're marking this fish down there, which is good. When you're 600 feet deep and you're marking, it's a good sign. So the current today looks like it's gonna be about 1. It's about 1, which is really good. This should be good for dropping, and I'm gonna show you guys what a bite looks like, and you guys are gonna see it on the underwater camera here. So we're already about 100 feet deep. And probably in the next 200-300 feet, you guys are gonna see it gets pitch black down there. So we now go full cam point of view, and let me tell you, it's already pitch black down here. So we have just hit bottom, 600 feet deep, and this is probably some of the craziest content I have ever filmed underwater, just because of how clear it was down here. So it took us a couple minutes, and these tilefish down here are really scared, so it takes them like a minute or 2 before they swim up to your baits. But once they got comfortable and they were swimming up to the baits, we were able to see this all on the underwater camera. And on drop number 2, the most heartbreaking thing happened, and we were able to see this all on the camera. In about 10 seconds on your right, something big is going to swim right up to our baits. And usually I tell you guys to look for green eyes, but it was so clear that we were able to see the whole fish down here. So if you guys look on to your right now, something's swimming, and there you go. The first blue line tilefish swam up to the baits. And honestly, these fish were just searching the squid. None of them really ever converted on the squid where they were fully hooked. Then he comes up to the green light right here, hitting the green light. I have no clue what he was doing. But then he swam off again, and then he came back around to hit the squid. And let me tell you, if you're in the right spot, these fish are everywhere. But for some reason on this day, now that I'm watching the cam point of view, I couldn't get any of these fish to bite. So he swam off again, and then if you look on the bottom right, he's back again. And for some reason, it felt like these fish on this day were just trolling me. They kept hitting the squid and then they would release it. They kept hitting it, releasing it. Like right here, it looked like we had them. I started bringing it up and there we go. We didn't get them again. So I just brought up the baits there and decided, let me re-rig and drop down for drop number 2. And this is where the worst thing possible happened, and we were able to see this all on the underwater camera. So we start making our way down for drop number 2, and this is probably some of the most aggravating and heartbreaking underwater footage I have seen. And with what we saw on the underwater footage, if you guys get this video to 250 likes, we will come right back to this spot and get our revenge with the underwater camera on this fish. The best part about these tilefish is that they don't move out of their spot. So if you guys want to see us get our revenge, drop a like on this video. So we have just hit bottom, and again, it's really clear down here again. And in the next 10 seconds on the top, you guys are going to see this giant fish swim right up to our baits. And for some reason on this day, I couldn't buy a bite. So if you guys now look in the top of the screen, you guys are going to see this big blue line tilefish come right up to our baits. So this fish again is just staring at our baits, and for some reason on this day, this is all these fish did. None of them were really hooking. Right there, he hit the squid, but somehow he got right off the hook. I don't know what we were doing wrong on this day. He then went back into the shadows, and then about 10 seconds later, he came right back and swam up to the camera. And for some reason, it's like these fish knew we had a camera on. They kept swimming right up to the camera and hitting our light. So if you guys look in the top left, you just saw his lips go right by our camera again. And let me tell you, when you're out fishing getting skunked, it's brutal. And then when you come home and watch this underwater footage, it's even worse, knowing all these big fish were swimming right around our camera, and for some reason we could not get any of them to bite. So if you guys look at that third squid, he's gonna swim right back to it and hit it, and you guys are gonna see the size of that fish. Look at the size of him. That's a good 5 to 8 pound blue line tilefish, and these tilefish don't get that big. He came then back around and just stared at our squid, and this fish just loved being right on the camera. So we then again drifted a little, and you guys are going to get jump scared right here. Look at your top left. He's just going to pop his head right at our camera again. Top left. There he is. And I'm telling you guys, he kept hitting our camera. This fish was just trolling us. So if you guys want to see us get our revenge on this fish, drop a like on this video. And then a smaller fish swam up to the camera, and that one wasn't a giant. But again, I would have took anything on this day because we just could not catch a fish. So it seems like since we were sitting a little longer on this spot on this day, now the fish were just showing up. If you guys look on the bottom right, you're going to see some small blue line tilefish go by again. That's a smaller guy. You just saw him pop his head out. And these are all good sized fish. I mean, they're not that small, but none of these fish compare to that big fish that keeps swimming up to our camera. So this little smaller fish ended up hitting one of our squids. It looked like we had him again, and he just pulled right off the rig. I don't know how that was possible, but he did it. And then the big boy came back around, and he ended up hitting one of our squids, and it looked like we had him right here. So I started bringing this fish up. You guys can see the line is starting to come up. And let me tell you, this fish was a stud now that you can see him clearly right on the camera. And he was just fighting for his life right here. He was making it really hard for us to land him. And from all the tilefish that we have previously caught, this was probably one of the bigger ones. So it even makes it worse to see then on the camera what really just happened. So in the next 20 seconds, the worst thing possible happened. So this fish continued to fight the whole way up, and he just was not giving up. And these blue line tilefish, this is what they're known for. They fight the whole way up, unlike groupers or other fish. So we're about 150 feet now off the bottom. And if you guys enjoy underwater content, we try to do this almost every video, so drop a sub. So now in 5 seconds, this fish somehow figured out a way to get off our hook, just like that. After trolling us for 5 minutes straight on the bottom, he somehow did some weird move and got off our hook. So that's the way we ended our fishing trip. But we hope you guys enjoyed this fishing video, and we hope to see you guys in the next Barjack's Family fishing video.